All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing in the game today. I will share my screen here so you can see just how well I did. Let's ignore this page as we go and look at some of the results here. Everyone can see the screen and see my hand, see me, and seeing me is obviously the most important thing, but seeing the screen is also nice. Okay. There were a few that I thought were pretty interesting. Well, of course, their results are better than mine. Let's look at my results. Let's start with the Grand Slam. All right, why not start with the Grand Slam? Let's see how many people bid this one. Two bid the Grand, two bid the Small Slam. One made the over trick. This is one of my favorite auctions ever. 1 heart past 7 hearts. It worked. Let me show you what my thinking was. So I started with 2 no trump. Amy and I have never played together, but I was pretty sure we'd be on the same page about Jacoby 2 no trump. And she bid 4 hearts, like the worst ever. All right, I'm like, but I know she doesn't have any aces. Her trump suit can't be that good. So I'm not surprised that she has a bad hand. I'm disappointed she doesn't have a singleton diamond or something like that. But she has to have something somewhere. And so part of me was just like, I'm just going to bid 6 hearts. But it's like, well, it can't hurt to ask a little bit. So I bid 4 no trump and she bid 5 clubs. And again, I have no idea what we're playing, but I assume 1430. And I bid 5 no trumps to confirm all of the key cards. And she bid 6 diamonds, which I assumed was the king of diamonds. But the most important piece of that information was not that she had the king of diamonds. That's a really nice card. But that she doesn't have the king of clubs. So she doesn't have too much wasted, hopefully, opposite my singleton ace of clubs. So if she has king doubleton of diamonds, I'm probably going to be able to rough this out, no problem. If she has king jack, this might be king jack third. It might be at worst on a finesse, or a situation like this where she has king third, but she also has king of spades and a singleton or doubleton. She can pitch and rough. And so this is an excellent Grand Slam, right? When you look at it, you need either, you're going to play ace, king, queen of spades and throw a diamond away, diamond and a club or whatever. And so now you either need the trumps 2-2 or the diamonds 3-2, or you pick up the diamond suit. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah. How did other folks bid it? So they decided to show their spade shortness, which obviously makes the north hand not as excited. This is one of those things, showing singleton honors. You never know whether it's going to be right to show it or not. Right? In this case, the king was really important. Knowing about the singleton turns you off. In other situations, that singleton's all you need. Bridge is hard. Bridge is hard. And this one, 3 clubs showed minimum. And then again, they showed the spade shortness. And, opposite spade shortness, the north hand doesn't look as good. So sometimes system bites you, and sometimes it's an evaluation thing. And, my partner, Amy, decided not to show her singleton because it was the king. I wish I had an easy, you should always do this when you have a singleton king, but there isn't an always easy whatever. I wanted to look at the last board because I didn't get a chance to see how everyone did on this one. Someone got to play 3 diamonds. Interesting. So my partner opened 2 diamonds, white against red, and it goes double. And I have a 4-3-3-1 count. So, what am I thinking? Like, what I was thinking was they have a slam. Let me figure out the best way to impede their slam exploration. And I really strongly think that bid is 4 diamonds. Because, okay, I'm white against red. It's going to be somewhat tough for them to just stop and double me. But because I am 4-3-3, if they do stop and double me, we don't have a lot of tricks, right? If you look at these 2 hands together, we have 3 tricks on offense, something like that. Maybe 4, probably 4 diamond tricks. So if I just bid 6 diamonds and they double me and I take 4 of the 12 tricks I've contracted for, right? I'm down 8. 1, 3, 5, 8, 11, 14. I mean, the numbers just keep going. So I need to bid low enough that they're not likely to stop and double me at this vulnerability, but high enough to really get in their way. And if I bid 5, very often North will come in and South will be like, oh, well, I have a little extra, and partner's going all the way voluntarily at the 5 level. 4 diamonds here to me is kind of a Goldilocks. Like, it's high enough to cause them some problems, but not so high that they're going to default to doubling me, which I know is their right action, or that they can show enough strength with their bid that they might propel themselves to slam, right? When I bid 4 diamonds, this auction of 4 hearts all pass, very, very likely. And, obviously slam is great. Grand slam is great. Right. I really like the preempt. Like, you have to be preempting white against red with this sort of hand. When they had the auction to themselves, it was just too easy to get to slam. Diamond to heart, 2 hearts, off to the races. This hand got to clubs, which is interesting. 2 diamonds double, 4 diamonds. Good job, Onker. And then Tracy felt like she had to do something more than just 4 hearts, so she guessed 4 clubs. This is a situation where 5 no trump pick a slam might come in useful. If partner chooses spades, at least you're roughing in the shorthand, right? But if they're 4-4, they're going to go up the line. That'll get you to your hearts. Should South double 2 diamonds? I wouldn't. It's not like you have such an amazing hand and you have a doubleton club. Now, 4-4 in the majors is certainly good. And if I'm ever going to make an exception to my rule of you have to have 3 cards in every suit for for a double, it's when I'm 4-4 in the majors and I have 2 cards in a minor. So I don't hate it. I tend to pass with these hands, though. So that was a fun one. Let's see what else have we got. And please, 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 if you have questions, I want to hear them. Number 17. So I went 2 spades and my partner bid 3 clubs. 3 spades I don't love, but it put my partner in a tough position, and she felt like she had too much just to pass this out. And I bid hearts and got doubled, and I set up a cross rough. Right, the first thing I did was knock out the diamond and then rough back and forth, and so the defense really needed to switch to trumps. When you see declarer trying to set up a cross rough, the solution to that, the counter to that, is switch to trumps. So that would have been a slightly better defense. I don't know if they would have set me because of the singleton ace of trumps. I don't love 2 spades on this hand. Like, to me, there's too much outside strength. Your suit's not very good. You have a 10 count. Like, to me, this is closer to a 1 spade than a 2 spade. Tracy opened 1 spade, and they ended up doubling off 3 clubs, which made. Let's see. Well, the spade finesse works if you can get over there. It's not clear that East-West have a ton of tricks, but the clubs do split, and with the ace of hearts singleton, you're going to be able to run the hearts. So yeah, it doesn't work out all that well. 3 hearts down 7. Wow. Oh, by North. All right, I'm not going to make anybody look at that. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Let's see. I wanted to look at number 13. Where's mine? Here we go. So I open a heart, and I hear a no trump from my partner. I'm North here. What do I rebid? This is the hand that Flannery was built for. Right? You open 2 diamonds, you show your 4 spades, your 5 hearts, you got your hand off your chest. But when I open a heart and hear a no trump, I can't bid 2 spades because that's a reverse. So, and I'm not rebidding this heart suit, so I just have to bid 2 diamonds. And, Amy has a pretty decent hand here with great diamonds, so she raised me. And, it's important not to panic in these situations. Like, oh my God, I bid a 3-card suit and my partner raised me. Okay, you found a fit, that's where you're playing. And so, deal with it. And the hand looks like a cross ruff, doesn't it? Roughing clubs, roughing hearts. So you go for it. You try to take the ace and king of spades early on, right? That's good cross ruff technique so that they can't pitch. And then rough, right? It turns out on this hand that you're getting over roughed in clubs, but oh well, you rough one of them with the ace and say la vie. Oh, number 9. This hand drove me a little bit crazy. How did my 420 score? Not amazing. So where was I here? 420. So I opened a no trump and it went 2 clubs and we got a lead directing double, which I did not notice. The standard thing to do when they make a lead directing double is bidding and answering Stamen shows a club stopper. And if you don't have a club stopper, you pass and your partner can redouble if they want to get you to answer the question. So I bid 2 hearts and I heard 3 no trump, and then I looked down and I saw the double. And I was like, uh-oh, well, my partner's counting on me for a club stopper that I don't have. My partner might have a club stopper, but she's going to happily bid 3 no trump here without a club stopper if she thinks I have one. So I panicked a little bit, and I was like, well, I know she has 4 spades. A 4-3 fit might not be that bad, especially if I'm roughing in the shorthand. So I chose to play in spades, which it turns out, not amazing. Right? We got the clubs under control. We're perfectly happy playing this hand in no trump, but what do I know? So they lead the queen of clubs, and it's like, what am I going to do here? I'm competing against everyone in 3 no trump, which is where I figure people are going to be. And, they're going to take 4 spades and 2 or 3 diamonds and a couple clubs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I thought maybe if I could get a 10th trick, I could beat some of them. And my trumps are so high that if I can get a little cross rough going, even though I know East is going to be short in clubs, right? If I end up roughing clubs with the king, queen of trumps, that might not work out so badly. So I covered here, and they shifted to diamonds, which scared me a little bit, but what can I do? I took that and I ducked a heart, right? I'm setting up this cross ruff. I'm very glad to see a second diamond come through. And now I was pretty glad to see the club live, right? Things are going as well as they could. And now I'm just cross ruffing. Right? I played the diamond here and like see if they'll ruff in front of me. Right? Which is fine, right? I was losing that anyway. And now I just rough this high. And now I have basically a high cross ruff. Right? I rough this high and I have the ace jack left. It's interesting when the 9 of diamonds comes out, like the queen is out there. I can set my jack up. I can almost shift course and like draw trumps, take my clubs, set up the diamond. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting hand, made interesting by my not paying attention and then having to guess what to do. Let's see, number 8. So they opened 2 diamonds in front of me. And I have this big hand, and I bet a lot of people started with a double. Let's see. Yep, double. They passed, so he was able to open 6 no trump, or 2 no trump, I mean. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doubling with these strong hands when you don't have a great suit. I know the textbook says to double when you have 20 points, but what are the chances that partner's not going to have something that they can bid? Like if they have a fit, they're going to go out of their way to try to bid. So some people think I'm crazy, but I think just bidding 2 hearts is much better than double. Because if you double and partner bids like 4 spades, you're just like, you haven't gotten your hand across at all. So anyway, I bid 2 hearts. My partner bids 4 hearts, which shows a good hand, right? This is not preemptive at all. And so I just bid 6. And yeah, it's on picking up this trump suit. I wouldn't want to be in a grand slam having to pick this trump suit up, especially when there's been a preempt. The 4-1 is just too likely. And the only 4-1 I can pick up is with the preemptor having 4, which of course is unlikely. But if it's the only thing I can pick up, it's the only thing I can pick up. So I played ace and then over to the king. And then, it's easy to finesse here, unblock the spades, run all the spades. You have 13 tricks easily. It turns out no trump's just as good unless they lead a club. And if they lead a club, like you still, if you pick the heart suit up, you're fine. You still have the same 13 tricks. If they lead a club and you have to lose a heart, you're not going to make, you're going to go down even more. But looking at the cards together, 6 no trump is the spot you would like to be in. Yeah. This is one I talked about with my partner. We got to slam here. We were the only ones who got to slam. And how is this slam if we look at the East-West cards? It's actually not terrible, right? You're losing the ace of spades, and then you can throw a diamond on the 4th round of hearts. So it's just picking up this trump suit. And I think Double Dummy will tell you can do that, but you're not finessing the first round. But you see what happened here is it went a club and I bid 2 no trump. Some people might bid 2 clubs with my hand. I do have 5 clubs, but the hand looks pretty no trumpy to me, especially at match points. Like if we're going to play a part score, I would rather that part score be 2 no trump than 3 clubs when I'm this balanced. And queen doubleton of spades, like I'm pretty happy siding the no trump with that. And now Amy bid 4 no trump, which is a classic mistake. Because it's intuitive to us to be like, oh, I have the 18 to 19 point hand. I have extra strength. I need to invite. I need to make my quantitative bid. But invitations are always in relation to what partner has shown. And so by making an invitational 2-no trump, partner has like 11 or 12 high card points and they're balanced. And you have 18 high card points and you're balanced. Did she have 19? No, she has 18, right? 14, 18. But whatever, like even if you have 19 opposite 12, you only have 30, 31 points. When you're both balanced, high card points are a pretty good indicator of how high you belong. And so you don't want to be bidding slams when both of you are balanced and you have fewer than 32, 33 points. So 4-no trump does not mean I have the 18 to 19 point hand. It means I have a hand that I think can make a slam opposite your maximum, which is like a, decent 12 count, which I certainly have, right? Like I couldn't have a much better hand with 12 points and 5 card support. So I bid 6 clubs. Like I know we have a club fit and she doesn't know that. And I could easily see, needing to rough a spade or a diamond or who knows for our 12th trick. If it's going to be close, having that trump suit could make a difference. On this hand, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You'd rather be in clubs, I guess, because you're going down fewer tricks. But, when everyone else is in 3-no trump, I'm just curious how everyone else bid this. Oh, they got a 2 diamond overcall. So it went 2-no, 3-no. 1-no trump. It's a little strong for that. Double 3-no trump. Interesting. And 2 spades, probably showing spades in a minor. And then just 3-no trump. Hope I can make it. Yeah. So it's interesting, folks opening 1-no trump with 18 points. I mean, some people do play like a 15 to 18 point 1-no trump range, but that's pretty rare these days. 5 is one I thought my partner made a nice decision. And it looks like most people did. But this is one of these, do you play in the major or do you play in no trump? So Amy showed her balanced hand. I transferred and I bid 3-no trump. And with such a flat hand, all these extra values, it's just unlikely that the trump suit is actually going to produce an extra trick, right? There's 2 ways that trump suits produce extra tricks. You rough in the shorthand to get rid of a loser or create a trick, or you use it to keep the opponents from running a suit somewhere. It doesn't look like either of those 2 things are going to materialize on this hand. So 3-no trump seems like the right thing. And, interesting that people are bidding Stamen with this hand. So the general rule is when you have an 8-card major suit fit, you play there. But one of the exceptions is 4 triple 3 extra strength. Number 3 had a bunch of interesting features to it. I wanted to see what all of these were. Oh, I got a 0, of course. This hand played 2 spades. We got 3 diamonds. We got 4 hearts. Yeah. So my 50 was pretty bad. David did well to go low here. David and Jean. So there's a bunch of interesting points here. The first one is, what do you open with the south hand? You are 0, 5, 6, 2. So you could open your diamonds, you could open your hearts. And the way I look at this is, it's very simple. It's just, am I strong enough to reverse? And with 6-5, a reverse is like 13, 14 high card points. in decent suits. So this hand doesn't quite meet that for me. It's actually close, but especially if it goes a diamond and partner bids a spade and I'm void in partner spades, I'm not super wild about this hand. So once I decide I'm not going to reverse, I prefer opening a heart. So I bid a heart and then 2 diamonds. I've shown both my suits. And then North, has these great spades, but recognized the misfit and said, you know what? I know we have 7 hearts. I'm just going to take my money and run. Right? We could have 9 spades. So partner might have raised with 3. Certainly they could have 2, but they could also have 0. And you're just digging your grave deeper. So it's a really good philosophy of just bail when you have a misfit. So I like that a lot. And then there's an opening lead issue. When the opponents have a preference auction, you should lead trumps. So I was on lead here with king, queen, 10, 8 of hearts, right? Not a holding that I'm super excited about leading from. But if I don't lead hearts, declarer is going to be able to get 2 diamond roughs. Whereas if I do lead hearts, declarer only gets 1 diamond rough. It's that simple. So I led a high heart and, declarer got 1 rough, and that's all they can get. Eventually the defense ends up having to lead something into the declarer. But this is a great example of lead trumps and then look at your hand. Those are the ones that I marked as being interesting. Every bridge hand is interesting to me, but these are the ones I thought were worth discussing. Did anyone else have questions or thoughts about any of the hands we played today that they would like to discuss? Well, in that case, I will leave you for the day. Remind you to come back tomorrow where Audrey Grant and David Lindop will be doing this much better than I'm doing it. We're really excited to have them. And so, please tell all your friends to come check this out, to come play on Swan. And we're always looking for feedback. So feedback@swangames.com, good or bad. We want to know how your experience is and how we can continue improving the site. So thank you all very much. And we're excited for Audrey and David tomorrow. Bye, everybody.